I'm Ashley.
I'm Lauren, and this is
Whispers in the Basement. I really thought you were going to.
No, I wasn't. I thought about it, but then I feel like we say this every episode, but yeah, you looked at me and I shook my head, and I was like, "No,
we
I'm
made
good."
eye contact. Like, join me, bitch. Sorry, I called you a bitch.
It's okay.
Darcy would be upset with me.
Yeah, he actually would.
Join me, bro. Join me on the dark side. Oh, that sounded like a clip for a new movie or something. Join me on the dark side, Friday night at 9 p.m.
You know, my new beef with movies is whenever you have a new movie coming out, the previews literally tell you.
The whole movie?
Yeah. Why do I even need to watch it? Because the 2-clip trailer.
Do you feel like it's always been that way?
I think it's recently.
Oh, okay.
They've started doing that.
I don't watch trailers. I don't watch movies. That's the thing is, like, I stick to docuseries or series or, whatever.
I've seen a couple because that It Ends With Us movie literally has the whole plot and resolution in the trailer.
That's
and
unfortunate.
I'm like, because I've read the book.
You're not leaving anything on the table.
There's nothing to the imagination. Like, you're telling me the whole gist of this whole movie.
Right. That is very frustrating.
Like, what?
What?
Why did it need to be 2 minutes? Give me a minute and...
Oh, valid point. Just cut your trailer down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
You should write that into the... to
the Colleen Hoover.
Yeah, I guess.
Did you see that Verity? I mean, you haven't finished it, so it's not like it would
I think I made it to like page 13.
Yeah. It's going to be a TV
I don't
show,
have the brain capacity to like actually sit down and read. Like, I did really try. The only one that I did was Butcher and the Wren, and that's because it was not a very big book.
Right.
I just don't. Yeah, my brain is just still like the whole time that I'm like reading, and I'm like, I have to read the same page like 6 times because
whenever I went through my real big like reading phase, I would have to like lay down. And so I would get home from work and I would like cook dinner real quick and then go lay down for hours.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was fine because like Seth would play video games or something whenever I did that. But then I was like, why am I wasting so much time just laying in bed to read a book?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I also cannot do an audiobook to save my life. I can listen to a podcast like it's nothing, but I cannot listen to an audiobook. I don't know what it is. It's like the things don't register in my head what they're saying, and then I find myself going back like 2 minutes, and then I'm like, fuck it, I'll just start the whole book over again because I wasn't paying attention. Yeah.
That actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like I started, I don't actually know, I'm going to butcher it, maybe like the Iron Flame or something. It was like a 25-hour book.
Oh, all right.
I don't think I actually finished it because I was like, there's no way I can remember what I've done.
Yeah.
And it wasn't captivating enough for me to like constantly just
keep at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
could see that. Yeah, I have that. I experience that with every book almost. First world problems.
It happens.
Yeah.
That's on ADHD for you, buddy.
Can't get diagnosed with it though, so
I bet you could like do like an online doctor or something.
I don't know. Maybe I should try it.
Telehealth visit?
Yeah, something.
Hi, I'm having an emergency. I can't focus on anything.
Like literally ever. Even when I'm cleaning the house, I start in one room and then pretty soon I'm like 3 rooms over and I didn't even finish the first room.
Yeah. And
then I'm like rearranging furniture and I'm like, I don't even know where I started.
Yeah.
So there's a real problem.
There's a whole sector on YouTube of like cleaning videos, and you just watch people clean their houses. I can't do it. I've tried it once because somebody was like, it's my like relaxation is watching people clean their houses. And I was like, all right, I'll try it. And it was like they're 40-minute videos of these people like cleaning their houses. And
some people get like real down on cleaning their houses.
Yeah.
Like I will wipe the walls down, but not every like week. But some of these chicks, they do.
Oh yeah, my sister-in-law is deep in nesting right now, and so she's like
that's a different
hand scrubbing everything right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a real thing.
Okay, let's dive in.
Let's do it.
Okay, today's episode is talking about the moms who were murdered the day before Easter of this year. They're out of Kansas.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, well, I had seen this story in the headlines.
Educate me.
But never really did a deep dive until my sister-in-law, Kelsey, was telling me all about it. There are lots of people involved in this case, so I'm just going to try to keep it as clear and easy to understand as possible.
Okay.
27-year-old Veronica Butler and 39-year-old Jilian Kelley went missing March 30th, 2024, after they were headed to Hugoton, Kansas, to Keys, Oklahoma to pick up Veronica's 2 kids from their paternal grandmother, Tiffany Adams, for a supervised visit at a family birthday party. Although this sounds like a lengthy trip, it really was only like an hour away. The whole area that all of this takes place is in the corners of Kansas, Texas, Oklahoma, and Colorado.
Oh, okay.
It's very rural, and a lot of the towns are more like villages that we have around us.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've said multiple times in a million episodes that we talk about anything rural, you blink and you miss the towns.
Mm-hmm.
Veronica, I love your mm-hmm.
Because it's true.
It's true.
It is. You're just like driving through.
Yep.
There they go.
Adios.
Mm-hmm. We're here and we're not here.
Correct. Veronica was a 5'4" tall woman with wavy reddish copper hair and green eyes. She had a butterfly tattoo on her forearm. Looking at her pictures, I believe that she was a natural redhead because it just fit her complexion perfectly. Like, you know those people who will go red, like especially that cowboy copper right now?
Yes.
And you look at them and you're like, that, it just doesn't fit you.
Oh, yeah.
Veronica pulled it off perfectly.
Of course she did.
Jillian had blonde hair and blue eyes and several tattoos, including a Chinese symbol on her left forearm and a sunflower on her shoulder. Jillian also had the classic mom bob with bangs.
Oh, I got the mom bob, but I don't have bangs.
I don't think, no, like.
It's not a bob.
You need it like 2 or 3 inches shorter for it to be like that mom bob.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true. You have like the good like summer bob.
It's, yeah, I call it like, I feel like I've just traveled back to 3rd grade and I'm back in the 90s a little bit.
Oh my God.
I'm digging it though, man.
It looks great.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome. Veronica and Jillian were more acquaintances than friends. Jillian was a pastor's wife at the church that Veronica attended. Jillian was a mom of 4 kids and took on more of a mentor role for Veronica. Jillian was one of those people who had a flawless reputation, and she was very involved in her family and church. She was kind of that like stay-at-home mom who was involved in every facet of life that you could possibly be in.
Mm-hmm. Not somebody I strive to be.
No, same.
I don't have the energy.
Constantly like making like snacks and showing up for the church and
the people you used to see on Pinterest and be like, I'm a failure at life because this chick's really rocking it.
Probably also the mom that like makes those like school lunches, the little bento boxes.
Of course, yeah.
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Veronica and Wrangler, who is the father of her children,
mm-hmm.
we're going to deep dive into kind of their whole past. They started dating the year that Veronica graduated high school in 2015. This relationship from the start was very turbulent. Wrangler had addiction and anger issues and was constantly battling, using, and getting clean. This led to an off and on again relationship. During one of the times when they were back together, Veronica got pregnant with her first kid. A couple of years later, she gave birth to her daughter, and in 2018, they broke up for one final time. Wrangler filed for split custody in 2019, where he wanted Veronica to be the primary caretaker. In the beginning of their breakup, they were very, great with co-parenting. And then as time went on, things kind of got more tumultuous. Then eventually this changed to 1 week on, 1 week off, where they were doing split custody. As time passed, their co-parenting started getting rocky, and Wrangler wanted to revise the custody again in 2020. Wrangler made lots of accusations against Veronica regarding the living situations, children's safety, and her turning the kids against him. And she was partying a lot. I mean, she had just graduated high school.
Yeah, she's young.
Yeah, it's the
happens.
growing pains.
Yeah.
There were multiple injuries reported with the kids that they would receive under Veronica's care, and Wrangler wouldn't find out until he would pick the kids up for the next visit. Wrangler and his mom, Tiffany, testified that Veronica's brother was sexually assaulting the kids, and there was evidence to this. There was a court order that Veronica could not bring the kids around her brother, but apparently she didn't follow those rules. Which is crazy to me because...
those are your kids.
Yes. But, I know of a mom whose daughter was molested by her grandpa, and she still brought all of her kids around, even after, an STI was passed.
Yeah.
So...
what's wrong with the world today?
I know. Veronica also made allegations about Wrangler assaulting their kids and had pictures that showed bruises. After multiple calls to DFS on Wrangler, it came out that Veronica admitted to making those up.
What?
Yeah. Veronica did not have anybody to vouch for her, where Wrangler did. His family really rallied around him. She also admitted that she was falsely receiving welfare benefits from the state of Kansas while she was living in Oklahoma.
Nothing's more... well, not nothing, but that's really frustrating.
Yes, especially because, taxpayers.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. This led to Veronica being allowed only one supervised visit in 2022. Over the next 2 years, Veronica really did a complete 180. She kind of just overhauled her life. She was engaged, in a stable relationship, owned one of the Herbalife tea shops that are now in every little
those things
town.
Are big. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She was going to school to be a surgical technician. Veronica's kids were 6 and 8 years old at the time of her disappearance. In April of 2024, Veronica was supposed to have a custody hearing coming up to get split custody back. It was looking very hopeful that this was the outcome that she had been working so hard over the last 2 years to have. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, we will never know the outcome of this hearing. Mm-hmm. So as I was learning about just the whole background and custody issues and things that Veronica did, you're like, oh my gosh. And then, she turns her life around and you start rooting for her again. Yeah. And then, yeah. Like I said earlier, Wrangler had full custody of the children at the time of the women's disappearance. Wrangler was also in court-ordered rehab. So his mother Tiffany had the kids with her. Veronica was allowed one supervised visit per week. These always fell on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And they always met at an abandoned Four Corners gas station in Eva, Oklahoma. Jilian was approved to be a supervisor of the visits for Veronica, but usually they were accompanied by Cheryl Brune. Cheryl was not available on March 30th to supervise the visit.
How do you think she feels right now?
Probably relieved. Because I don't know if any of this would, I don't think anything would have changed.
Right.
Friends and family of Veronica were expecting her late in the morning on Saturday, March 30th. When she didn't show up, they were trying to contact her with no response. When you get that gut feeling that something is wrong because there's a lack of response and it's definitely out of character for that person. Mm-hmm. That is what Veronica's family felt. Veronica's family were aware of the usual meeting spot and her route that she would take to go get the kids. Mm-hmm. While her family tried to trace her steps, they found Veronica's blue Kia SUV empty on a dirt road with no sign of the women or where they could be. Can you imagine that feeling? As you're pulling up, your stomach, or your stomach drops, and then you're like, oh my God, I found the car.
But there's nobody there.
This is great. And then you get out and you realize there's nobody there.
Yeah, it's the same feeling I think I would get if something happened to somebody that I was really close to that went missing and they never found them. Yes. It's almost it's very hard to explain. It's like an overwhelming, it's like your brain just can't function. Yeah. If that makes any sense at all.
Yes. Veronica's family immediately contacted the authority. Jillian's husband was also kept in the loop during all of this. I didn't want people listening to be like, okay, but what about Jillian's husband? Mm-hmm. Jillian's husband and Veronica's fiance both had contacted the police separately after not being able to contact both women. Mm-hmm. So they contacted the police before the SUV was even...
Okay, found.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Law enforcement wasted no time and put out an alert to try to locate the women and advise that they were in danger. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation were also called in. I'm assuming that since we're dealing with smaller departments that this was escalated so quickly. This story blew up and everyone was trying to find these women. This story hit national news almost immediately. Early news reports indicated that there's no reason to believe that these women disappeared willingly. The community... Oh, wait, what were you going to say?
Nothing. I was just nodding my head, like shaking my head like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Like, that would not... Yeah, doesn't fit.
The community really showed up for these women since this is like a really rural area and lots of wood, especially like woods, especially where they were found. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of ground that needed to be searched. On Easter, many people volunteered to help search for these women. The strange thing for a lot of people searching was that law enforcement was also not searching alongside of them. So did they already know more than they were letting on?
Right.
The OSBI announced on April 3rd that they found evidence around the vehicle that led them to believe that foul play was involved. They were still searching for the women and no arrest had been made as of yet. Since this was a national headline and minimal details were released, this led to people creating their own theories about what happened.
Of course, yeah.
The first person that was on everybody's radar was Wrangler, but he was in rehab, so there's no way that he could have had anything to do with the disappearance. That doesn't rule out that he wasn't involved or planning or plotting.
Right.
This led to Tiffany being the next suspect, since she was the primary caregiver of the children. Tiffany and her boyfriend were known to be ranchers or farmers. She had a very Beth Dutton attitude and mindset.
Okay.
You know how, like, you can look at people and you just see, like, the darkness that surrounds them?
I don't see darkness around somebody like Beth Dutton. I see hard. Like,
yeah.
You're a very hard person.
Like, you look at them and you're just like, I don't want to deal with you.
Yes.
Yeah. That's exactly how people felt about Tiffany and her boyfriend, Tad. Tiffany was also very involved in her community. She was a member of multiple boards and parties. This gave her power and influence and allowed her to make the rules. Veronica and Tiffany did not have a great relationship, which, after hearing all of the back and forth of the custody and safety issues, I can understand,
understandably,
as a mom,
yeah,
why you would hold a grudge and make things harder for Veronica. Veronica's friends stated that Veronica was actually very scared and worried that Tiffany would hurt her to stop her from having full custody. Mm-hmm. So, you know, kind of just taking it a step further than, like, I don't like you and I'm going to make things, like, harder for you. It's like, no, these kids are actually mine and not yours to have.
Yes.
Even though they are not.
Right.
Yeah. On April 13th, it was announced that 4 people were arrested in the connection of the disappearance of Jilian and Veronica. These 4 people included Tiffany, her boyfriend Tad, and their friends Cole and Cora Twombly. All 4 were booked into Texas County Jail on 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of kidnapping, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree. Details finally started to emerge about what the scene actually looked like when law enforcement got to the empty SUV. The front window had been smashed out. There was blood on the road. Veronica's broken glasses and a hammer and a pistol were also located at the scene. Or a pistol magazine.
So the people that found the SUV never saw the smashed windshield? Like,
I don't know if it was just reported that they hadn't seen it. So if the law enforcement was like, we know that you have seen this, but, like, please don't
pass it on.
Yes.
Don't disclose those details.
Yeah.
Because it could ruin the vest. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So this makes sense as to why, like, the OSBI were immediately brought in.
Yes.
Especially since this area is pretty close to so many state lines.
Right.
Yeah. Tiffany was questioned and stated that the kids were staying at her friend's house on Friday, March 29th. Tiffany also stated that Veronica called her on March 30th and stated that she needed to cancel. When the cell phone records were pulled, it showed that Veronica and Jilian's cell phones were traveling to the abandoned gas station that they always meet to get the kids from. And their phone stopped pinging at 9:45 a.m.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
It really bothers me that they meet at an abandoned gas station.
Right, because there's no security cameras.
Yeah, I would just want to meet somewhere public, I think.
Yes.
Like, meet me at the local CVS or something.
Somewhere where, like,
people are around.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. This immediately discredits the story that Tiffany had told law enforcement. State investigators extracted information from Adam's cell phone that showed web searches for taser pain level, gun shops, prepaid cell stores, and how to get somebody out of their house.
Listen, I love you. I'm not killing somebody for you. Don't you look at me maybe. Like that.
I guess it depends. Tiffany also purchased 5 stun guns in the months and days leading up to the women's disappearances, according to the documents. According to the affidavit, investigators determined Adams purchased 3 burner phones, all of which had pinged near Veronica's car that was found, and the last known location of the women before their disappearance. Cell phone data from the 2 of the burner phones led authorities to a pasture property rented by her friends.
Okay.
By Tiffany's friends.
Oh, okay.
Where a hole had been dug and filled back in. The disturbed dirt was excavated, and 2 bodies later identified as Jilian and Veronica were found. Yeah. The site is about 8.5 miles from where the abandoned car was found. The state of the bodies indicated that they died as a result of foul play. A stun gun was also found near the site.
I don't even know what to say.
I know. On April 24th, a 5th person was arrested. OSBI said that based on the evidence and information gathered from this case, Paul Grice, 31, was arrested and booked to the Texas County Jail with the same charges as the other 4 previously arrested. Court documents alleged that the 5 suspects were a part of an anti-government group that had religious affiliation called God's Misfits.
Oh,
They met weekly, and sometimes at the Twombly's residence. The group also was accused of unsuccessfully attempting to kill Veronica in February.
See, this is why you meet in a public place.
Yes. All individuals are being held without bail.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes. So, I mean, I feel terrible for Jilian because you're literally just like
doing a favor.
Yeah, in your wrong place, like wrong time.
Yes.
And for Veronica, like, Tiffany now, like, I know that Tiffany wanted those kids full time, but now you're in jail. The mom's dead.
And where's the kids?
And your addict-ass son.
Yeah.
Is...
You literally, the people that end up hurt in the end are the kids.
Yeah. And then Jilian also has 4 kids. So, you know.
How sad.
I know.
Crazy.
It's also amazing to me, though, that 5 people were convinced to do this.
That's not shocking to me.
I mean, but it kind of is. Like, I can't imagine getting all 5 of my friends together and being like, guys, listen.
No.
We're about to fucking murder someone.
It's not shocking to me. Just because
like the cult affiliation.
Yeah, think about it from a cult aspect. Like, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, Manson convinced how many people
that he
was like the next coming of God. I mean, drugs were involved, but still.
Right, absolutely.
He still had them convinced.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know. I'm kind of shocked that this just...
I don't watch the news very often, but I never heard anything about this.
I feel like it was more an Instagram. I saw a lot of it on Instagram. People were talking about it. I didn't see anything
about that, though. The one that I've seen the most of is the...
the Micah one.
That one.
Yeah. I wanted to kind of do an episode on that, but there still are so many unknowns that...
Mm-hmm. It's still kind of new.
And I think anybody that's really popular and is covering...
That.
Yeah.
We're not popular?
Well, you know, like the people that have like 100,000 followers.
People love us.
They do.
Please love us.
I did see that we had more 5-star reviews on...
Spotify?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think we're up to like 14.
Oh, you guys are the bestest.
Except for the person that rated us 4 stars. Like, can you just let me know why so I can have validation?
It's probably because we're lame. I'm just kidding. We're not lame.
That's rude.
We're not lame. We are also really cool.
Absolutely.
Totally cool.
Hell yeah.
So, are you going to keep us up to date on this as to whatever happens with it?
Yeah, possibly. I mean,
we'll just have to keep checking in on it to see what happens.
To see what's going on.
Gosh.
I know.
That makes my stomach hurt.
Some people, I feel like a lot of the people will have plea deals out of this.
Oh, yeah. So who do you think is going to be the first to turn?
I want to say maybe the friends or the boyfriend.
I think it's going to be the friends, 100%.
Yeah, because it seems like Tiffany and Tad are kind of the ringleaders.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
And very sad.
Yeah, extremely sad. We've said that like 25 times.
I know.
So sad.
And just the fact, I think...
There's no other word for it, though. Traumatic.
Yeah. Also, like, why wouldn't you kill Veronica whenever she was being a shitty parent? Like, why would you do it whenever she's getting her stuff back together?
But I think it's because it guaranteed that she got to keep the kids.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Continue to be a shitty parent, please, so I can keep these kids. I think that's what it was. Yeah. And then when she turned her life around, it was... but also, like, I look at it from a standpoint of, if I'm a grandma, like, I'm going to love my grandchildren with all my being.
Yeah.
But I have already raised my kids.
Yes.
I don't want to do it again.
No. So, like, I should be there to encourage you.
Yes. I want my grandkids to have really good parents so that I don't have to raise them.
Yes.
I mean, would I if I had to? Absolutely. But
yeah.
That's not the end goal for me.
Correct. Yeah.
I don't know. So strange.
It's very strange. There also is really no details about the attempted murder.
I was going to ask about that. Like, what's the attempted version?
I don't know. I couldn't find anything about it.
Weird. Oh, maybe it's back on the February piece. Remember?
Oh,
unsuccessfully?
Yeah. No, that's what I would... But I didn't find any details of, like, what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because...
This will be on Snapped someday, I bet.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's either beyond, like, a Snapped episode.
Or Lifetime will pick it up.
Maybe.
Lifetime's been doing that with a lot of these big cases.
I don't watch Lifetime, so...
Okay, but it's terrible acting, but some of them are so good.
Yeah, I feel that way about Hallmark, too. Like, I just cannot watch Hallmark.
There's some kind of Hallmark thing in Kansas City.
I can't do it. Just can't do it. It's too wholesome. And I don't like it.
You're hilarious.
Why are you laughing at me? It's
a
true story.
I get it.
Yeah. Do we have any updates before we... Because this is a short episode.
No, I don't think I have anything.
I don't think I do either.
We really didn't have that much chit-chat.
No.
Not much is going on.
Okay.
Cool. I'm down with this.
Let's wrap it up then.
Let's do it. That wraps up today's episode. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Patreon.
Wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a 5-star review. Please, a 5-star review.
Please.
Or a 4 if you feel like it.
No, don't do that.
And give us a thumbs up on YouTube and hit that notification bell so you can get an alert every time a new episode drops. So, tap that app. Tap that app. I subscribed and I love seeing when it's available on Spotify.
Also true. I love that notification.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week. But in the meantime...
Stay strange, my friends.